Hey guys, what is going on? It is RC Knockout and I am back with another video. Now if you're new to the channel, my name is Nolan. In today's video, I just want to go over what my plan is for the Traxxas Summit. Now in the last video where I first bashed this on 4S with those hot racing gears, definitely some type of gear inside that diff gave, but I'm not 100% sure if it's actually those hot racing gears. It might be the internal spider gears, which happened once before. That's actually what initially happened when I thought the stock diff failed. It was actually the spider gears. So what I did was, just in case, I haven't actually opened it up, so I don't know for sure if that's the Diagnosis, but I bought these heavy duty, or are they steel? Yeah, steel spider gears, but there's only two. And I do have another transmission right here, or differential I should say, a brand new one, so I'll probably open this one up and go ahead and swap those little gears in. The other thing I'm going to do is, I bought this right here. Now these right here are, there's some cheap ones I got off of eBay, but their differential cups are made out of aluminum because I think maybe those plastic diff cups are maybe flexing a little bit, like when you're going full power. And then if those spider gears move even a little bit, they're going to tear themselves up, which I think is what happens. That's just my suspicion. Once I get in there, I could be completely wrong. So I'm going to dig into this, and once I find what the problem is, I'll be right back with you guys. Alright guys, I am back with you. And after tearing this thing completely apart, I figured out the issue is, in fact, those spider gears inside of the diff. And I actually stripped the screw, and then I tried drilling it out, but I couldn't get it drilled out. Stripped the grub screw in here. So I'm going to have to actually take off this metal drive shaft and put a stock plastic one on, at least for now. But as you guys can see, there's pieces of chipped teeth from those spider gears in there. That's what actually gave inside of this transmission, or inside of this differential, was actually the spider gears. So what I did was I swapped it out. I got the hot racing diff gear still in good shape, and the pinion gear also still, that's not the pinion gear, where's the pinion gear? Oh, the pinion gear's still in there. The pinion gear is still in good shape as well. Two of those gears are the Traxxas Revo steel differential gears, so they should be stronger than these little gears right here. These are the ones that keep on giving right here, these side ones. It's the side ones inside of the diff. These ones right here and here are the ones that give, so I replaced those with two heavy duty ones. Now it's still going to have that same shaft here. I mean, I used a completely different diff, so this is a new gear, but this is still like a stock gear. So this gear here and this gear here are stock, so it's only the two side spider gears are the actual ones that are upgraded, but I'm hoping this diff cup keeps them in there and keeps them tight where there isn't any play. And so I'm going to get it thrown back together, and hopefully this thing works. I do have a diff cup for the front diff, but I'm only going to throw that in if the front diff fails, because this is such a pain in the butt to work on this RC that I'm not going to go take apart the front differential just to swap this out unless I damage it. By the way, I bled all over the place because I cut myself when I was trying to drill out that drive shaft. But anyway guys, I just want to show you that. Hopefully I'll have her back up and running, and we'll hopefully see this in another video. Alright, so go ahead and fast forward probably another hour. I'm finally done fixing the diff, repairing it, and I'm outside testing it, and it is obviously dark out. Since I did strip out that, I ended up stripping out that grub screw, which is super annoying, so in the end I had to put a stock plastic drive shaft back on, and I'm going to have to figure out, I don't know if I'm going to be able to extract that one. I might just have to buy another pair of rear drive shafts. I don't know, so I can't go too hard on it right now because that'll break that drive shaft. I just want to test to make sure the diff is in working order again. But yeah, the thing I have to say about the Summit is after working on it today, it's the worst RC to work on. When it comes to getting to the differentials, if you have to replace anything with the differentials, it is very, very intensive to get to it. Very frustrating too. And it's very easy to get confused when you're putting it back together. That's the thing I noticed. But we're testing out now. I have it on 4S. Earlier I was saying that I put those two new spider gears on that are heavy duty ones, so they're steel, and it's the spider gears that have been failing inside of the diff. It's actually not the differential gears. So it was not the hot racing diff gears that actually gave out. It was actually the stock spider gears that gave out. But the issue is the gear on either side is still stock. You can't, I don't think there's any aftermarket replacements for those, because the one is the one that the diff locker slides on to lock the diff. So I don't think there's a replacement one, a heavy duty one of those, but I don't think that's the one that's stripping. And I don't think it's the top one that's stripping either. I think it's just those two side ones. So I'm crossing my fingers that that fixes that problem, because even though it's not an expensive fix, what was it, $10 maybe for those gears, it probably took an hour and a half to replace it. Easily, an hour and a half to disassemble this, get the diff taken apart, put it all back together. It's very time consuming. So if you're going to do anything with the diffs of a Summit, expect to have at least you need to have at least a couple hours set aside if you're going to work on it. If you're doing front and rear, like, it could easily take you 3 hours. Like, at least that's me, and I was using power tools to help out, so it was just taking forever to work on this. But now I'm testing it out. I did point out I bought that cheap alloy diff cup. I'm hoping that'll keep those gears from like moving, because those spider gears, I don't know if it's because the cup itself, the plastic cup, was moving a little bit, or like when it gets super hot, but for some reason those diffs, those spider gears within the diff, I should say, were giving out, and it's very frustrating. I shimmed the crap out of this diff, made sure there's no play in it. I made sure there wasn't any play for the internal gears, the spider gears, and it's super tight. I refilled the diff fluid with, I think I put 50K in. I probably could have gone thicker, but I went 50K, and we're just going to have to see how it holds up, guys. I don't think I'm going to run this thing past 4S, though. I really don't think it can take it. And I still have got those stock spider gears in the front, but I'm not going to take the front apart until I damage them. And I think there's a lot more strain on the rear, so it makes sense why the rear is giving up first. I almost always have rear diff issues with any machine. Probably most of you guys do, because that's the one that takes most of the strain. The good thing about the Summit is it does have lights on it, so it's the first time I really actually had outside in the dark. Kind of cool. Now that this thing's brushless, it is definitely not slow. Not a handling machine, but it's definitely quick. I don't want to put too much strain, just because since I have that plastic drive shaft, that'll be the first thing that snaps. I just want to drive it around and make sure that I have the diffs open right now. I just want to make sure that all those spider gears are doing their thing. So the easiest way to test that is just go around in little circles. And like I said, I made sure there was no space. The gears were borderline grinding. There was a lot of tension, but I'm like, I don't care, because I don't want to take this diff back apart. The Summit is one of my favorite machines. Brushless especially. Now that this thing's brushless, has the perfect amount of power. I don't know if it's still probably not a basher. I can't really jump it and do a bunch of stuff because the suspension's way too soft. Maybe some stiffer springs. The thing bobs too much. It needs to be more low slung. I think I pointed that out before. It needs to be lower slung if you're actually going to do like performance type stuff and actually have handling with the Summit. But it really is a one-of-a-kind machine, and with 4S power, you know, she's pushing 40 miles per hour and it feels really good. I just wish stock they had a brushless version like this that could stand up to this power. I think they'd sell a lot more. I think they'd sell a lot more Summits. There's something cool about the tail lights in the dark and the headlights. Yeah, good amount of power. The diff seems to be working right now, but long term, I don't know. I'm hoping these steel spider gears they're from GPM, by the way. See how the thing just kind of drifts around? The thing doesn't even want to go straight. But yeah, that's what I wanted to test out, guys. So everything seems to be in working order. Looks like my camera is completely out of focus right now too. But anyway, I just wanted to show that to you guys, and you'll see this out again, and we'll try bashing it again. And hopefully nothing else craps out. But thank you guys so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Later.